Check, check. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. So excited to have you here today. I'm going to be teaching the choreography for my new single, Lit It Up. I figure while we're kind of waiting for people to show up and get their skates on, get your skates on, I'll just go ahead and do the routine and kind of dance around to the song. It's a short little routine, and it's like a complete loop. So you can put it on your TikTok, and it'll just keep running forever and ever. And then this is it again. See? And again. Yeah? So it just keeps going in a loop. But I'll just stand out while we let the song play. And you can go ahead and dance at home with me. Get on your skates. Just get moving. I always like to, when I first start skating, just put my skates on and like feel the ground. Even if it's a situation where like it's a place I skate all the time, I like to make sure that I just feel it in my feet, feel comfortable with where I'm at. The pain was burning, it was out of sight. We took the party to a whole new height. Lit it up and we danced all night. Had a feeling that it could be right. And we danced all night. Had a feeling that it could be right. Hey, hey! Lit it up and we dance all night. Lit it up and we dance all night. Lit it up. Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Nicole. Yay! Becky, I'm so excited you're putting your skates on. I'm live on TikTok. Hi, I'm so sorry to hear about your wrist. Thank you. We're going to work on falling first, West Side. Yay! Hey, everybody. I hope you're ready. Go ahead and get your skates on. Get moving. I'm going to start us by doing my favorite, fall practice. And then we're going to do some little bit of stretching. And then we'll get into the routine. Lit it up. Dance all night. Lit it up and we danced all night. Had a feeling that it could be right. Lit it up and we danced all night. 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 Had a feeling that it could be right. Yay! That's the song, you guys. Thanks for being a part of it. I've been working on this song for 7 years now. It's a while. With my buddy G. Coop Anderson. And I've been waiting just for the right time to release it. Yesterday was the day, and today's the day. I just really appreciate everyone being a part of it. So you can learn the routine that we're learning today and submit it to win the Golden Horse skates. You notice I have mine on, and I placed some here in the background that I've been helping them with. Or you can just do your own routine, just like skate, it's totally fine. And then for those of you guys that don't even have your skates yet, no problem, you can just do it in your feet. And it's really great because if you do this in your feet, when you win your skates, you already know the routine. So you'll already kind of be learning how to skate I'm always a big proponent in learning how to skate without your skates on first, especially if you're an adult. Like, and when I say adult, I mean, you know, you're like an almost full-size person, because when you're taller, it's like a lot harder to fall. So, you know, it's a lot easier when you're like a little kid. You can be a little more risky. But when you're learning to skate as an adult-sized person, it's really important that you first learn to fall, learn to stop, so that you can be safe instead of kind of like throwing yourself into it. Okay, well, with a little safety tip to start the day, I hope you guys put on your skates and have warmed up. Let's go ahead and go right into falling. Normally I like to start falling without skates, but it's okay because hopefully you guys have already done it. So if you feel uncomfortable, you can definitely hold on to a wall. I have my pole right here. You can't see it, but I have my pole right here. So, you know, this is another reason why I love poles, because they're actually really good for beginner skaters, and we're all indoors now, so you can like, I feel like I should turn my cameras a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about here. You can actually use a pole to like practice your edge work, to get your pumpers, to try to learn to hold a strike. So I'm actually like a big fan of that combination of skill sets. Okay, I'll move the pole back out. But back to falling. So if you want to hold on to something, whatever you need to make sure you're feeling comfortable, you could even put yourself in a doorway. This is a great way to practice falling. Hold on to the doorway, you know, so that you have both sides. But what we're going to do is we're going to go down, we're going to put our hands on our knees, and then we're going to come up. We're just going to do this for now. Down, hands on the knees, come up. One more time. Down, hands on the knees, come up. Okay, great. Now we're going to take it to the fall. So we're going to go down, hands on the knees, and we're going to pick a butt cheek. And it's like, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like the butt, but you know, you kind of have to pick a cheek, pick a side. So you go down, hands on the knees, and you can like take this as slow as you need. Like look around and assess and like convince yourself it's okay, and then just pick a butt cheek. Okay, butt cheek, go butt cheek. Okay, that wasn't so bad, right? Come back up, let's try it again. And down, hands on the knees. Let's try the other butt cheek. Convince yourself it's okay, butt cheek. Okay, that wasn't so bad, right? Good. We want to make sure that after we pick a butt cheek, that we don't let our elbows hit the ground. I like to recommend a push-up. If it feels like your head's gonna fall, you always want to protect your head, and you always want to protect your elbows. So here we go, one more time. We're gonna go down to cannonball, and then we're gonna put our hands on our knees, and then we're gonna pick a butt cheek. And here we go. Let's see, I'll do it to the side so you can see it. I'm all blue today in my beautiful reflective roller couture outfit. And I was like, didn't know how it would go with my all blue background, with my all blue skates, but I kind of like it. Okay, here we go. Down to cannonball, hands on the knees, pick a butt cheek. Ugh. Okay, I did it, right? Awesome. For you guys that like can't, this is why I really talk about and put out a lot of tutorials about how to like really get into this cannonball position. Where do you see how my shoulders are in line with my feet? This is really important. When you fall, like obviously you fall back, right? So what has to happen is you have to build this strength to like make yourself counter it. So when you're falling back, your body like does like a sit-up and gets your shoulders forward so that you're safe. And what that does in the process, I can kind of use my pole here again to demo. So if I'm falling and I do this sit-up and I bend my knees, it brings my feet underneath me. And so then you might be able to just stand up and not even fall. Okay? Let's do that together. I like to also practice not falling. For those of you guys that are comfortable, maybe add a little bit of a roll. So you would do just like a little bit of a roll, and then you would be like, oh my God, I fell. Bend my knees, hands on my knees. Okay, stand up. Okay, I didn't fall, right? So let's all practice a couple not falls. Here we go, and not fall. Okay, not fall. I did it. Okay, let's try it again. I'll do it to the side so you can see what my body's doing. Here we go, and not fall. Do you see that sit up that I did? I got myself so that my shoulders were over my heels. My partner, Trey Knight, he always calls it, get your feet under you. You know, I always hear him say it that way. For me, I always think like cannonball. But either way, it's the same concept. You're getting your feet back under you. Okay, I'm going to grab some water. Look at your little comments. Hi, everybody. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Livingston Storm. That's so pretty. Hello. Hi, over here on TikTok. That's so funny. Yeah, you know, someone here on TikTok commented about safety gear. That's an interesting question. In artistic and figure skating, we are taught from the beginning without safety gear. And we're taught that true safety is actually skating within your own progression. So that means you never skate faster than you can stop. You never skate if you haven't learned how to fall. You don't try to do a waltz jump until you can hold balance on a foot like I'm doing right here. You don't try to hold your foot like this until you can hold a strong balance. So it's a different school of thought for safety. It is several hundred years old that we've been training and learning in this fashion. I definitely think when you're learning new tricks, wrist guards are really great. I have wrist guards and I'll use them if I'm going to be on the street, and I might be, I might hit something and I might accidentally hurt myself. Or like if I'm working on my axles or double jumps, I'll put a wrist guard on because I know I'm going to be taking hard falls. But for the most part, what I do to stay safe is never try anything that I don't know that I can do. And if I do try it, I have a coach that's helping me, someone that can do it, and they help me do it. And so I just wanted to clarify that. We still don't teach with the use of pads in artistic and figure skating. There are the little hip pads that are really great because we fall so much on our butt, so that's a good choice. And I kind of wish I had those as a kid. So, and maybe even if I had a light knee pad as a kid, that would have been nice too. But just wanted to kind of clarify that. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's do this routine, or actually stretch just a hair and then do the routine. Okay, so we'll do one more baby fall, and then we're gonna go ahead and stretch. So everyone do one more baby fall, nice and slow. Go to your cannonball, hands to your knees, pick a butt cheek, and go for that butt cheek. Great. Now while we're down here, let's just go into our pike, and we're gonna stretch. And just stretching over. And it's good and important when you're doing this stretch to think, to bring your chest to your knees. Chest to your knees. Exactly. And then once you can get your chest to your knees, then you want to try to think, chin to my ankle. It's a really far reach, but that's what you want to think. Great. Let's take one leg and put it up over the other one. So here I'm just in a 4 position. And I just want to say, this is another thing that's really important if you're an adult skater. Not even if you're learning to skate, but if you're an adult skater. I'm going to turn so you can see me really good. It's really important to stretch every time before and after you skate, especially your lower legs and your hip flexors, because and even young, everyone should stretch, because you're building so much leg muscle that if you aren't countering it with stretching, you can really hurt yourself. So you want to make sure that you're stretching. Good. Doing that other leg. I think I lost my Instagram, people, so I have to go check that. Good. Okay. 1 second. Okay, not sure why it stopped. I think I'm back on. Hello, am I back on? Okay. I don't know why it stopped. I wonder if the phone's set on instant die or something. I'll have to keep my eye on it. Okay, so it's all right. Let's go do a lunge. So you want to make sure when you're doing a lunge, I don't know if you guys can see me, if I can fit in my space here. You want to make sure that this foot's right here, right underneath the knee, and just stretching this part. This is a little hard on a hard surface, so this is why I tend to stretch without my skates on, but I just think it's important to really stretch the hip flexors. Let's go ahead and do the other side any way that you can get to it. because when you're skating, we bend our knees and we stick out our butts. And so that really actually makes for really tight hip flexors. So let's stretch them out. Stretch them puppies out. Good. Okay, I feel good about this. And here we'll just practice our getting up good. So I'm a little bit out of the camera there. So you just want to come back, like you were in your lunge, just come back to that back toe. Stick that toe on the ground. Put your hands on your knee and just rise up to the toe stop. Yeah, easy peasy. Awesome. Okay, good. Everyone feel good and wiggle it out, wiggle it out. Yes. Hi, everyone. So good to see you guys. I'm like trying to see if there's any immediate questions. Can you talk about stops? And is there also one where I can use with spins? Yes, there is. It's a great question. Somehow I put some kind of an effect on here. I might just leave it because I don't know how to turn it off. Yep, I think it's there. I'm like in the red. Can you see me? Okay, let me see. No, stop with the red filter. I don't really know how to do. Okay, well, I'm black and white now. There I am, back. Okay. All right, sorry everyone on Instagram. I'm doing my best here with all this technology. All right, awesome. So let's learn this routine. Are you guys ready? Okay, so it's just a bunch of different elements that I've actually already taught, kind of put together. And you're going to do the best that you can with them, and I'll kind of like give you alterations as we get there. Okay, and I want to answer the question on TikTok about stopping to spinning. Yes, there are lots of spins that can turn into stops. I do it all the time. It's basically you take a pivot and then go into like a toe stop spin. And that's how you can really turn like any spin into a stop. Spinning to stop's a great way. I mean, you can even do like a 2-foot. Like if you're skating, let's see, I'll have to skate around to you. So if you're skating forward, you could go into a 2-foot, right, to stop, you know? So it's always a good way to stop. I do it. That's probably how I stop all the time. Most times, I mean, I don't know. I fall to stop a lot, and I'm always, you know, obviously T-stop and drag toe stop, and jump to stop's probably my outdoors stop, but spin to stop's my performance stop. It's hard to say. I guess, you know, that's why it's really important that you know all your stops. You know, a lot of people, there's been this really weird fight against like some fundamental stops. And it's really important that we have all the stops. You need to have them all because that's like a toolbox of safety. So that when you're skating on the street and something comes, no matter what edge or which way you're going, you have 7 stops that you're a master of. That's why, like, that's back to like what real safety gear is like mastering the skates before you go and try to do stuff that you shouldn't be doing yet. You know, you have to be safe first. Okay, so on that note, this is a nice, safe little routine. I'm going to take off my shirt, I think, because of the undershirt. It's really cute, and I'm hot. All right, then. For those of you guys who don't know, I did spend most of my career being a musician, and I was on stage. Literally, I did like 300 shows plus a year. So it's very interesting to go from being on the stage to in my mother's garage with you all, but I appreciate it. Okay, first step that we're gonna do is just a forward pivot. So you're gonna do your forward pivot starting directly towards the camera. So you wanna have like your body be parallel or perpendicular to the camera, right? So you're gonna be right here. Now the position that I'm in is I've got one toe stop down and I'm gonna have my weight over that toe stop. Do you see how if I go from my toe stop all the way through, it goes to my nose. That means my weight's on that toe stop. See, I can lift this foot, okay? This is how we're gonna do this forward pivot. You wanna go ahead, you can, in the long run, do any arms with pivots, but, you know, I think the best way to learn is to have this nice dancer, you know, arm position. And you want to have your shoulders and your hips locked. So what that means is that when I turn like this, I don't want to like lead with my shoulders. I don't want my hips to go and my shoulders to stay behind. Everything has to stay together. Do you see that? So let's actually just start with that practice. So we're all going to get ourselves in this position where we're on one toe stop. So you can almost just start hip width apart, put one toe stop down, and then take this free foot and move it out about an inch. Really, it may not be that much for you. It kind of depends on your skates as well. Okay, so we're all in this position, put our arms proper, and then let's just kind of rock back and forth like this, right? We're kind of playing with pivots. This is our both forward and backward pivot that we're playing with. Good. All right, now the first part of the choreo is a forward pivot. So we're in this position and we're going to go forward like that. Now the way that I do that is I go up, like I lift up out of this leg, and then I go into this leg. Do you see that? I go whoosh, like that. So that I'm able to create this pump. And that pump is what's going to allow me to do my spin. I feel like you guys can't see my pants as well as I'd like. I'm gonna move some better lighting. Give me a second. I just want to make sure that you guys can see it with definition what's going on back there. Okay, cool. Alrighty then. So that's a little better. So yeah, there we go. So here we are, right? We're in this position. And we're going to lift up, and then we're going to put our weight into that toe. And that's kind of what allows us to do that pivot. So try that. Hip width apart, toe stop down. Take this foot out just a little bit to where it feels comfortable. Everything squared in, lift up, weight on that toe, and go forward. Now, when you put your weight on that toe, you want to think of your weight going to this outside baby toe. So it's like up, and I'm going to go to the outside baby toe. And you're going to be in the combination a little bit of like the toe stop and the baby toe. So when you do pivot turns, you really are kind of just on the toe stop. But sometimes the wheel's a part of it too. Like I'm noticing in these skates, I am dragging this wheel. I'm not dragging this wheel. But I don't think I do that in other skates. So, you know, it's different. It's kind of like you have to be open with yourself. But what's important that I see some people doing when they're doing the pivot turns is that they're like starting like this, like up on their toe, like really high, and then trying to do a pivot, and that won't work. You want to start just kind of in this relaxed, like as if you just were on both feet and you just as far as you need to go to have the toe stop touch the ground. That's like that's the place you want to get to. Don't go any further than that. Now, the other thing is you're thinking of that baby toe, that you're leaning towards that baby toe, but also your knee, I'm going to get really close so you can see this, your knee here is going to direct that. So it's not your shoulders that create the spin. Your shoulders and your hips are kind of like square and along for the ride. What creates a pivot is the energy of the knee going this way. So it's coming from the groin, and it's the knees pushing this way, and you're pushing to that baby toe, like this. Do you see that? Let's see, I'm gonna try to figure out the best way for you to see this. Do you see that? Do you see how it starts with the knee? So let's all just practice that. So get yourself in your nice position, and just try thinking, move the knee, and turn the foot. Don't even think of the pivot. Just think, move the knee, turn the foot. Do you see how this foot just goes along for the ride? That's what we want. We're here, we're just gonna move the knee, turn the foot, and then the rest goes along for the ride. Now that you got that concept, it's always good to clear your space. Even if it's a space you skate in all the time. Now that you got that concept down, try it, but with the lift, and see if you can get all the way around. And even try it for the camera, and then we'll move on. So we're gonna lift up, move the knee, go around, yeah? And the goal would be to get to right here. So we do a full pivot around. Now, for those of you guys that already know pivots, you can do 2 pivots here in the routine. That's kind of what I was doing. Like, I didn't do it in the one that I presented, but you can kind of do like 2 pivots instead of 1. Okie dokie. So, moving on then. So we did our first pivot, right? We've got this, we lift up, we go down. This is a forward pivot. Do you see how I'm locked into place? Everything's locked into place, right? It's really important in skating that your lines are right. We're like a boat. And if you think of like a sailboat sailing along, if like the, if like the rudder is like crooked, the lines are going to be off. If the rudder is going this way, then like you're going to go that way. So we're like boats. So we have to learn to really get our lines really square and straight. Okay, so we did our first pivot. Now let's do our second pivot. So you do your first pivot around, right? Here I am, I made it around. And you see I just pumped that around? That's like what some of you beginners might do. You might just kind of do this. You see what I'm doing is I'm taking this outside foot and I'm pushing against the toe, and that's allowing me to kind of pump around. So I'm pumping around. All right, I made it. Okay, right? I made it, Kim. Eventually you'll be able to turn that into a spin. Okay, so then from here you're going to transfer your weight to the other toe stop. So you're just going to switch and go up on this toe stop. So you were here, now you're going to switch and go to there. Easy peasy, right? You can just do this a little bit. This toe stop to this toe stop, right? Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Good. So we're here, right? And we're going to switch to here. Great. So now that we've switched to here, we're going to do a backward pivot. Easy peasy. All right, so we kind of already talked a lot about pivots, so that'll help us. The difference with the going backwards pivot from the forward pivot is that instead of your knee going down and out like this, your knee's going to go down and in like that. Does that make sense? So let's just practice this, right? We're normal, put the pivot, the toe stop down, right? And then just turn this leg in. Do you see that? So normal, turn in, yeah? Now let's do it and see if we can kind of let that other foot drag like we did before. So get your arms nice, right? Your arms are nice. You're going to bend and sit. Do you see how that creates a little bit of a pivot? Go ahead and just do that until you're comfortable. Here we go, and bend and sit. Do you see that? That's your beginning of your pivot turn. So again, like we did before, the way you make it more a pivot, like the way you can get into it is by going up, bend, sit. Do you see how much more energy there was? Just even I was being careful because I have my pole here. So it's up, bend, sit. And that's how you can get it to be like a full pivot turn. Of course, we also can do that same pumping that we did before with the forward pivot turn, except for this time, you're actually kind of going to be pushing off the back heel. So you're here and you're going to do this. Do you see how I'm pumping this back heel? Pump, pump. I'm going pump, pump, pump. But you see this whole time, I'm keeping this leg turned in, right? That's what's creating this pivot. It's like you sit on the leg. The last thing I'm going to say about this pivot before we move on is that you go up and sit. And then as you go around, do you see how this foot's actually in front of this foot? When you're doing a backwards pivot, a lot of people, like, I think, I'm going to move back here so I can do it a little bigger. A lot of people think like, oh, backwards pivot, like, and they try to do this thing where they put this like leg behind them, because it kind of does look like that's what we're doing, but it's not. We actually have this other foot in front when we do a backwards pivot. It looks like it's behind, but look, can you see? It's not. It has to stay in front. If it goes behind, then you're not square anymore. You have to stay square with your line. Okay? Cool. Let's move on. So the first part of the choreo is a front pivot. Then we just switch the weight and we're going to do a back pivot. I'm going to go ahead and do this one like facing the camera. Again, you want to turn to the camera for yours, but I just want you guys to be able to see that transition. And we'll do it really slow. So here we go. The first one is our front pivot, right? And this is our front pivot on our left foot. I don't know my left from my right. Those of you guys that do my program already know this about me. So I apologize. I try not to like say left or right because I'll probably be wrong. But this, we start with a left pivot and then we move to the right pivot. So left forward and then right back pivot. Here we go. And we're going to do a left forward pivot, right? We're going to go all the way around. Then we're going to switch our toes. I have to move a little bit for my space. Switch our toes, and now we do a back pivot, yeah? All the way around. Does that make sense? Cool. I'm going to do it now to the camera one more time. So we're all just hip width apart. We're going to bevel that left foot, now that I know which foot it is. And we're gonna bend that knee down, right? And the knee's gonna go around, do you remember? And we're gonna go around one full time so that we're back at the camera. Switch, go around 3/4 of a time. So you only have to go around 3/4 on that one. And again, for you guys that are really experienced skaters, you should be able to do, you know, multiple. So you're all, maybe, do you see what I'm saying? So you can add in, maybe even, you could even go into like a little toe stop spin here to before that, okay? For my advanced people, for my beginners, just you're pumping around, and that's great. Everyone, we all start at somewhere. We all start at the same spot. Okay, so moving on. Next step then. So we did our 2 pivots and we stopped at 3/4. We're right here, right? So here you kind of have like a little bit of a pause to kind of do like a little be cute. And then you're just gonna go down with your head and then pop back up. And I am this whole time sticking on this toe stop. So I'm the whole time have this toe stop down, that's my stability. And while I have this toe stop down, I'm kind of turning that toe stop in. So that's like creating like a block. It's like kind of like a baby plow that I'm holding here. It's like an altered plow, like instead of being here, right, I just have one foot down. And that's giving me stability. Okay, you guys love that. I'm glad because it's true. Standing in skates is actually like the most dangerous, like one of the most dangerous things you can do. Like we're always like joking on jobs. People are like, just stand there. And we're like, but you don't know. That's like, we're never just standing, you know, we're always holding balance. So this is a great way, this like altered plow stop. And you can kind of do this in both sides. Anyway, so here we go. So the counts go 5, 6, 7, and then up 8. And here you can do a fun transition. And what I like to do is to know where my transition is you can just take like a little piece of chalk or whatever, and you can just mark where your toe stop's gonna be from the beginning, and then you'll be able to get right back to that place so that when you do this, it'll be a continuous loop, right? So it'll be here, here, and then you know this is where my toe stop is, so that when I come back for the second part of the choreo, I can come back to that spot. Although it's a little, it's not the right spot for me in the room, but so I'll erase that. But anyway, so moving on. So, okay, we're here, right? We did 5, 6, 7, up 8. Now we're just gonna do a simple little moonwalk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy peasy. Let's talk about moonwalk a little bit though. Okay, when you're doing a moonwalk, we already have this toe stop down, right? So this is nice and easy to start from. You're just gonna push back on that one, and when it gets to the place where the other foot is now the back foot, that's when you go down on its toe stop, and you kind of let this foot roll forward so it's now rolling. Do you see that? I don't have a lot of room, but do you see what's happening? Good, I'll do it again. We're here. So you really wanna think bringing that front foot back to that back foot. Front foot, and then they transition. Front foot. Do you see that? Do it one more time for you guys. It goes back. And I really lean my hips into it. I'm going to go this way so you can see what's going on with my hips. So, here I am. Do you see that? Hips. Hips. And I'm bending that knee. Yeah? Okay, cool. So we're gonna do 3 little 8 counts of this. We're already on this toe stop, right? And we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're on this toe stop, yeah? And this foot's slightly in front. Do you see? It's in front because I was gonna pull it back to do the next toe stop, yeah? Okay, good. I'm glad you guys, I can see like loves, I can see you guys are actually getting this, which is great. I'm so grateful that I can like try to help break down these things in a way that makes sense for everyone. It's somewhere between, I feel like because I am a Kundalini teacher, so I think I like break things down the way that we were taught with that. But I'm grateful that, because every day I'm like, how do I explain this? Like, I'll wake up and be like, I'll have an idea, and then some days I'm like, how do I figure out like how to explain this? Okay, so we've finished our moonwalks, right? And now we're gonna be on this toe stop, which Kim is your left toe stop. Right, so we're down on our toe stop and we're gonna keep our weight on that foot and we're just gonna do a simple cha-cha. So I'll come forward to teach that to you. Okay, so here we are, right, on this weight. And we're just gonna keep our foot on this weight and kind of like, you're gonna do like a little cheat and one, and you're just gonna put this toe stop down. Right, it's actually and 5, and 5, and then you're going to put your feet together on 6, and we're on both toe stops, and then you go 7, and then you go 8. Make sure I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, let me see. I think I left 8 out because we go into the next pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I leave this 7, 8 out because we're going to go into the next pivot. And then we're almost done. It's amazing. Okay, so you're here. You go 5, 6, 7, and you're just going to stay there on 8. 8's actually going to be that thing we talked about where you're going to go up to get into your next pivot, right? So it's back to the moonwalk. So you go moonwalk 1, 2, oops, I apologize. I did moonwalk on the wrong side. And 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to go cha-cha. 5 together, 6, 7, you're going to go up 8, and that's going to allow you to go down on your 1 for your pivot. Yeah? Okay, cool. For those of you guys that are like still trying to like work on finding this balance point for your toe stop, again, this is a great place to use a door, you know, or, you know, in this case, I have my pole here, right? So I can hold on to my pole, and I can just do one toe stop at a time, and then maybe try to join the other one, and then maybe let go of the pole or the wall, try to find balance. The important thing about it is when you go in, let's see, I want you to see my body. When you go in and you go down to these toe stop, watch what happens to my body. Do you see how it stays in line? So again, and this is always going to be the case with skating. Right now I'm off, that's bad. I'm using my core to try to rebalance. But do you see how the pressure, I'm on both my toe stops and my wheels at this point, my front wheels and my toe stops. And do you see how the pressure point goes from toe stop wheels to my hips to my shoulders? Do you see that? It stays the same. So if I'm here, it's the same. Do you see that? Here now, my weight's going to be in the heels of my feet. So I'm going like heels of my feet to my hips to my shoulders. And then when I go onto the toe stop, I bend my knee so that I can keep that relation, right? And you have to kind of use your core to hold yourself up. But you want to have this center balance. So when you do that cha-cha, you're here. Do you see that? And I could just cha-cha all day long. Yeah? And cha-cha, I think, is an excellent, you know, beginning dance move. You can like learn it, and eventually you can turn it into spins, you know? Like, it's all the same. Okay, great. So we did our cha-cha. In fact, on that note, like for our advanced girls, they can probably try to throw a little spin in the choreo. Okay, so you did your cha-cha and you're here. We're almost through. So we're gonna go up on our 8, and we're gonna do another backwards pivot on our right foot. We've kind of already learned this, easy peasy. Up on 8, and we're gonna go all the way around to here. So it's actually 1 1/4 around. So did you see how I pumped that one the whole time? That's totally fine. For you beginners, it might just be pump, keep pumping, I got there, right? Now, the way that I kind of create that stop is in that plow energy. So when you're there, you kind of use your inner groin to create that stop. Okay, so we go up, we go down, we're all the way around to here. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I don't lose my Instagram, folks. So from here, we're on our toe stop, right? We're gonna shift our weight to this other foot, to the left foot, Kim, and then we're gonna kick the right foot. So you're here, right? You're just gonna shift and kick, right? And you just go back to your toe stop for the beginners. Like this might be really scary, right? Shift and kick, right? Now, once that's comfortable for you, do it, but go in to the skate, not the toe stop. Shift and kick. Now what's gonna happen is we're gonna go into a downtown. So this kick is gonna start our downtown. So we're here and we kick and we go into an outer back edge, cross the foot, forward, and I'll slow down and teach through that. One sec. Okay, those of you guys that know it, you're already understanding where we're going. Those of you guys that don't worry. We're going to first start with the baby variation, and then I'll make it teach the more proper variation. All right, so the baby variation would be to kick, to go back to your toe stop, and then put your foot down. And you can actually do this whole bit on your toe stop if you want to. Put your foot down, and then you're going to do kind of like the cheat downtown that you see people teach, which would be like to cross your foot, to step, to cross your foot behind, and then to step, yeah? So you're here, and you're going to go down to parallel, cross the foot forward, to step, cross the foot backward, and then here I actually want you to go into this wonderful position that we keep hitting, where you're on this toe stop and then the other foot. I'm actually on my toe stop here. You can't see. There you go. I'm actually going right into toe stop, toe stop. So it's like that cha-cha again, right? So we'll do the baby beginner variation again. So here you are. You kick if you can. Go back to your toe stop so you're nice and safe. Go onto your foot. Cross front. Together. Cross back. Toe stop, toe stop. Do you see how I did that? I'm sorry, TikTokers, you lost me. I'll do it one more time for the TikTokers. Kick, step, cross front, together, cross back, toe stop, toe stop. Do you see that? Toe stop, toe stop. Nice and safe. And do you see where we're at? At this point, we're right here to start all over again. So you made it. Yay. Okay, now for those of you guys that want to learn how to actually do the downtown, let's do it. And for those of you guys that are just working on the cross part, I actually suggest you try to do this with us too, because I kind of think, they're different skill sets actually. This one will teach you something as well as that one. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go from our favorite position that we've learned today, right? This toe stop right underneath my knee. And this foot slightly out a little bit wider than hip. See, it's not that much more. It's the knee going to the side that creates that. So here we are. We're in this position. We're going to kick the foot. As this foot goes down, we're going to go into an outer back edge. So I'm going to show you that from the front. So here I am. I kick. I'm going into an outer back edge. Do you see that? So I'm going to be drawing a circle going this way, okay? This is your first step. Kick, outer back edge. From this outer back edge, you're going to lift this foot and cross it over, right? This part's the same in both examples. Now, what we do is we're going to go through a spread eagle, and then you're going to go to an outer forward edge. Do you see what happened there? So, I kick, outer back edge. Here I'm kind of in a plow. So I kick, I'm kind of in a plow, right? Plow, lift this foot, cross, right? Crosses in front. Now I'm going to lift the back foot, and I'm going to go through spread eagle to the outer front edge, yeah? Okay? I don't have a lot of space in my vertical space here, so I'm going to do this way to keep going. So, kick, outer back edge through the plow, cross, go through the spread eagle, right? From here, I got to do it fast to make sure I do it right. Da, na, na, na. Right, okay. So you're here in this outer forward edge, right? On the right foot. So you're in the right foot, outer forward edge. You're going to take this back foot, which is coming from, there we go. Sorry, everybody, I got a call. All right, so you're going to go from this plow, which is, you're going to go, you start in the plow, you kick, outer back edge, cross, going through the spread eagle position, which they may change. Canada took on C-step for the Mohawk turn. I'm excited. I went through my program and changed it all to C-step. So who knows, this name might change, but for now this is what it is. So through the spread eagle, from here you're on this outer right edge, right? And you're going to lift this foot and cross it in front, right? And then you're going to go onto this toe stop from this cross, go onto that front toe stop and just step out. Does that make sense? So it's kick, outer, cross, outer, oops, I think I taught that wrong. I'm sorry guys, between my phone call. Oh yeah, that's a cross behind. Let me do that again, my bad. Okay, so coming through the spread eagle, You go out to the outer forward edge. You're going to cross behind. Yes, this is much better. Cross behind, and then step to this toe stop for stability, up, and then onto this toe stop. So here we are. Kick, outer back edge, crossing in front, through the spread eagle, outer forward edge, crossing behind, going through a bit of a plow position here, going through a plow, and then you're going to go toe stop, and then you're ready to start all over again. Yeah? All right, so let's do it kind of together-ish, slowly. And I hope you can, I'll try to do it this way because I'd rather you see it this way. Okay, but there's not much room in those vertical cameras. Here we are, in. So we're gonna go, we're in this position, right? We're gonna kick. We switch our weight to that back foot, switching the weight to the back foot, we kick, outer back, cross. Through the spread eagle, cross behind, toe stop, toe stop. And then here you're going to actually just take this front toe stop, or I'm sorry, the back toe stop, and you're going to go onto the wheel, and that gets us ready to go around into that front pivot all the way so you can loop this choreo over and over again. Okay, I feel like you saw that, so let's do it now all together, and I'm going to face the camera where I can actually do it. So here we are. We just finished our pivot, right? We finished our pivot. We shift our weight and kick, outer back through a plow position, cross. Spread eagle, cross behind, toe stop, right? And here you can lift to get out of that toe stop, if you wanted to do it as a loop, you would go cross behind, toe stop. You would put your weight on this toe stop to go lift and be ready for your pivot. Yay, you did it! I hope that makes sense to you guys. This is why, even though, yes, like for people that can't get the edges, like kind of learning that this is a downtown is kind of good, but it's actually better if you start thinking about it in terms of edges. And it's like the first step is going to always be going through the plow, right? Outer back. And then here you're crossing. Now you're going to go through spread eagle to outer forward. Here you're crossing. Toe stop. So I'm going to do it nice and kind of fast just so you can see it moves back and forth. You know, it's not, although this is fine for people that are just beginning, where it's like in a straight line. That's not what it is though. Technically, when you do it downtown, did you see? I don't have much room once I was going, but did you see how it kind of swoops forward and back? It's a swooping forward and back and side to side at the same time. But this is an altered downtown because when we get through here to the end, we're just going to our toe stops to get back to the pivot again. Okay, cool. I'm going to take a water break. You can too. Thanks everyone for being a part of the contest with me. I'm very excited to be skating. I'm headless over here. I'm very excited to be skating with all of you guys. Let's go ahead and run it a little bit. I see a question. I'm just going to ask it because I saw it. Rocky Robin. And she's asking, or they are asking, oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't you. It's Tara DeSonato. Asked, can we talk about toe stops? And is there one that I can also use with spins? This is one of the reasons I really like Golden Horse skates, which you can win by doing this contest, because the toe stops don't spin out. That's the most important thing in a plate, you know, when it comes to a toe stop, is you obviously want it adjustable, but it shouldn't spin out. Like, it shouldn't, and I know that's really hard with plastic, and that's why I like their design, because it's like a metal casing and then like metal that goes into it. I've been skating on them for about a month, and I haven't spun them out yet, but I know sometimes those things take time, but I feel pretty good about this design so far. And there are different sizes of toe stops for sure, and I think it's a preference. I really like low, big, fat toe stops, and I think it's because for so many years I was on tour with George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, and like I had to skate. This is like big compared to the space I had to perform on. I had to like literally, the whole show was like nothing more than like this much space space, and there was like always guitar players with guitar cables like running across my path, and they got like really used to me, and there was 17 people on stage. So so I developed kind of a really low toe stop, and unfortunately, like technically speaking, sort of what we would call messy feet in artistic skating because of it. So like I don't always point my toes beautifully like I should when I'm skating, because I couldn't. Like I was always like trying not to step on anyone and hit any cables, you know. So those 15 years actually kind of changed me into like having a lower toe stop style and kind of like just a more grounded footwork. Like I could never, I remember when I got back into a rink and I was like, oh my God, like I haven't been able to do an Arabesque in 15 years, you know? So, so you know, your size of toe stop and the way that you wear it, you're gonna develop and find your own. And it's kind of a thing where whatever way you find is gonna like be a problem for the other things you wanna do. So for example, like a lot of toe spins. I haven't tried those yet in these skates. Like toe spins are so hard with really low toe stops. Like they're almost impossible with toe stops in general, but when you have really low toe stops, you like don't have much room to play with, you know, and like dribbles and stuff, or even doing like a crazy leg. You know, I can do it, but I don't have a lot. It's a lot harder. I don't have a lot of room to work with before I hit my toe stop. So it's just kind of one of those things. As a kid, I always switched. Every day, like I switched my wheels 3 times, and every day I switched my toe stop like 6 times, because, you know, you'd go from a plug to a toe stop to a plug, you know. So I don't switch anymore. I want to put on my plugs again, but like I said, I think I just like, it was 15 years of being on tour that like really kind of affected me in that way. But you know, it also gave me like a funky style as a skater. Like anytime that I hear funk, like when I'm at the rink and funk comes on, I'm always like, oh, that's why I skate like I'm skating, you know. Like they affected me. I suppose I affected them in some way. But that's a whole nother Parliament Funkadelic story we'll tell another day. Great, let's just go ahead and run this choreo together a couple times. Do you guys remember where we began? So we start here facing, we want to be perpendicular to our camera, and we want to put a little mark where our toe stop is. So I'm going to go ahead and mark mine now, that I'm in more of the right place. So I'm going to try to make that be my spot that I go back to. And the reason we want to do this is so that the loop is seamless. And on that note, you want to try to think of this routine as going on a straight line. For those of you guys in my program, you know I love chalk. I love chalk. Like, it's something I picked up from learning how to ice skate. They like use chalk. They have this like special marker. So anyway, here we go. So from the beginning, we're gonna have our foot on the toe stop. I'm a little close, but it's okay. So do you remember what it is? It's gonna be a front pivot. Let's just go through it together slow. Here we go. We're gonna do a front pivot, right, all the way around. Here we go. We made it all the way around. We're going to switch. Do you remember that? We switch our toe stops. And we're going to do a back pivot all the way, just 3/4 around. For advanced skaters, you can go 1 3/4. So here we go to 3/4, yeah? So from here, what goes on from here? We bend our bodies down, and we flip our heads. And there's kind of like, depending on how fast you get through these pivots, like there's a bit of like a moment. So you can kind of be like, hey, yeah, you know, give it a little character, and then flip your head. And that's when, if you want to do the magic transition, that's when you're going to do your transition. And that's, again, why it's important to have your toe stop marked, you know, so that you go right back to that spot. Because the way I did it was I filmed like the whole routine several times to a loop in one outfit, and then I did the whole routine several times to a loop in another outfit, and then I found the like best performances of each and spliced them together. So that's why it's really important you mark your spot, because then as long as you just kind of keep going back to that spot, your piece will seamlessly go together. And I did create for you guys like practice loops of me doing it, so I'm going to put that up in the next couple days for you, just so that you can practice to it too and get that feel, and also kind of see how it works. Okay, so here we are. We went 3/4 around. We flipped our head, right? Now we're going to go into our moonwalk. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Here's our cha-cha. 5, toe stop, 6, 7. You're going to go up on 8 into your pivot. Up on 8, pivot 1 and 1/4 away around. Here you're going to kick. 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm back to like close to my mark. I didn't quite make it, but I almost did. My mark's not really right. And then here I am. I'm going to do the whole thing over again, right? Do you see this? And flip the head. Moonwalk. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cha-cha. 5, 6, 7. Up. 8. Pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick. 5, 6, 7, 8. 7. It's and 8. That's how you get that toe stop back down. Right? Okay, cool. I'm kind of just doing it now, but I kind of feel like that must be what we're all ready for. So let's just all do it together a couple times. My stupid mark's not right with my situation in here because I'm kind of limited to space because I didn't want to take down my pole. Okay, I think this is a little closer to my toe stop spot. You guys like that I didn't want to take down my pole? That's good, you know. I miss flying and doing aerial. So I was like, I just have to get something to go up on. Okay, so here we are then. From the beginning, 2 counts. In the beginning, you're going to kind of put it like, you know, where it feels comfortable, but it's like roughly around like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the back pivot's a 5, 6, and then it's down on 7, and then up on 8. But it's kind of loose, this first part. Here we are, then. So 5, 6, forward pivot, 1, 2, 3, switch toe stops, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah? Moonwalk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step. 5, 6, 7. Up. 8. Pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick. 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're ready to go again. How do we do? I think we're getting it. Let's do it 2 times to the counts in a loop, and then we'll do it to the music. Okay, cool. So here we are then, finding your spot, right? And like when you're practicing, you'll kind of figure out like where your spot is, and you'll kind of like figure out how. I'm kind of teaching you as well, like how to like sort of be spatial aware, like. You know, whenever precision skaters skate together, like not only do we have to like all do the same moves together, but we also have to like keep the same space within each other. So that's like where we learn control with our skates. And I'm always saying this, like you want to be in control of your skates, not your skates in control of you. And so that's like the process that you're learning. And that's why, back to that safety talk I had earlier, like that's why true safety is about learning first to control your skates before you try any tricks. Because once you learn to control your skates, then like the whole world's open to you. Like I didn't grow up as a jam skater, but I was taught it really quickly because I already, you know, had control of my feet. So like when someone taught me the downtown, it did take me a little bit to get the downtown, but it wasn't like, you know, once I understood, oh, it's outer edge, inner edge, then it was like kind of easy for me. So, you know, that's why it's just really important to, it's like conditioning, you know, in aerial, you don't like start by like hanging by your feet. You start by doing pull-ups. So you need to start in skating the same way. You start with doing your pushers. You start with doing your strikes. You start with falling. Okay, here we go. 2 times through. You guys ready? Get in your first position. Nice big deep breath. And we're gonna start the pivot on the 1. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. And pivot 1, 2, 3. Switch 4, 5, 6, 7. Down on 8. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're in it again. And this is a perfect example to the question asked earlier on TikTok about how can a spin be a stop? This is a perfect example because that last one I'm actually doing that. I'm coming in with quite a lot of energy, and then I'm going into a C-step, we can call it now, a C-step turn, and I'm then turning that C-step turn into my next pivot. Do you see how I did that? It's kind of slick. It's advanced. Don't hurt yourself. Take that really slow through that transition because that transition is kind of more advanced. Okay, cool. Do you guys want to try it with music? Let's do it. You didn't say yes. I just said, let's do it. Okay. Let's see. How's everyone? Okay, cool. Oh, I'm noticing I haven't scrolled it all on TikTok. Sorry, you guys. I'm new to this. I'm figuring it all out. Okay, then. Okay. Why isn't my fancy speaker working anymore? And maybe we'll run through this a couple times, and then I'll just kind of double check and see if there's any questions that I didn't get. And the song's available everywhere now, yay! Except for TikTok, I don't think yet. Hopefully it is now. And but you can get it on TikTok on my page. You can just download my videos and then get the music from there. But you can kind of really do this anywhere in the routine, but just know that the one kind of starts, I'm talking music terms here, but it's on the last phrase of the bar, so it doesn't really matter. Whatever, you can kind of start this routine anywhere in the music. We're going to start it on the 3rd bar for today. Okay, 2. Get ready. This is the 3rd bar. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Pivot, pivot, and kick. 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, and pivot, and kick. 5, 6, 7. Again. 1. Do you catch it? You see how it just goes over and over again, right? I hope I didn't mess it up talking. 5, and kick. Yeah? Okay, awesome. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna stop the music. I hope you guys caught that. And then if you can do what I did to learn it, to create it, was I just practiced it over and over again, I put on that tune and I practiced it over and over again. Let's just talk about that transition real quick because it is a little tricky. What's happening is, so when I'm coming from cross back, right, I'm kicking this foot forward. I'm going to go through that plow again. Let me make sure I'm doing that right. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I actually don't go through that plow there. No. Yeah, interesting. I don't. Okay. So I kick back. I lift this foot. And it's like I'm kind of going, I'm bending this leg. And I'm kind of going through this froggy hillbilly position. Getting my Oklahoma roots on, And you kind of go through this position into your C-step or your spread eagle position. And then from here, you're just going to go right into that toe stop. So, hop, hop, toe stop. Do you see what I did there? So, I'm in the froggy position. I put this foot down. As soon as this foot goes down, this toe stop engages. And then I'm right into that pivot. Did you see that? So here I am, cross behind, froggy position, toe stop. Do you see? There's kind of that, whoo, hey. And again, be careful with that transition. It is a little tricky. So for those of you guys that whoa, that's way too much, you might just go here, stop, and wait for the rest of us. So I'll show that variation. It's the same thing, just with less motion. And you would just be okay, I'm ready to go. Do you see what I'm saying? some of you guys will notice I'm kind of like loosely doing the time that you switch between pivots. And that's fine, really, as long as we all kind of hit this 7, 8, and hit the 1 on the moonwalk. Okay, cool. Let's do it real quick. 2 more times. Like when I say 2, I'm red again over here. We're just gonna stick with it. When I say 2, of course I mean 2 like a dance teacher means. I mean 2 as in 20. We won't do it 20, but like 2 as in 5. Let's do it 2, I mean 5 more times. Okay. 5. That's your first count. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3. Here we go. 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick. 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pivot. 1. Sorry, move on. 3, 4, 5. And let's just have fun. Yeah? How you doing? Yeah, how do we do? I did it like 4 or 5, right? That's good. Okay, awesome. I hope I'm not like screaming out your ears here on, I probably am. I could have turned that down. Now that I'm done. Okay, everybody. So let's just go ahead, I think, and stretch a little. Go ahead and get into your little pike position. Neither of y'all can see me. There we are. And just stretch over. Ah, stretching's good and breathing's better. Ah. My yoga teacher always says, it's stretching. They call it stretching. I'm like, oh, okay, I see your point. Like it sucks for everyone. You just have to get used to it. I'm looking. If there's any questions. That's right. It'll make your squats better. Skating will make your squats better. And making your squats better makes your skating safer. Thank you so much, Linda, for saying I'm a good teacher. So, okay, I guess while we stretch, I'll tell you guys, let's go ahead and do the same thing we did in the beginning, this 4L stretch. I'll tell you guys the way the contest works is you can do that routine that we just learned today if you want to. And it's, just do your best. It's not judged on who's the best. And then you can even do it in your feet. Or if you want to, you can just create your own routine and just like do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. It's totally fine. And just do it to like any segment of the song that you can get on, like it's on your Instagram Reels, your Instagram story. Lit It Up is the song. I should probably be saying Lit It Up. Lit It Up's the song. And you can also get it on my YouTube or my TikTok, whatever. Let's go ahead and do a like fun butterfly. When you do butterfly in your skates, you kind of have to like let the front part just be apart. It's like a weird butterfly, but go ahead and flap your little butterfly legs. And so yeah, you just have to do some little bit of the routine and submit it. The prizes over on Friday, and the winner wins a pair of magic street skates. You can also get the vegan street skates if you want, and they're amazing. I love these skates, and I'm so excited to share this opportunity with you guys. So that's it. Just make sure to tag me in Golden Horse so that we can see it. Make sure to comment what color skate you like on the original post that I posted today so that we know what's your favorite color, and tag your friends and you're ready to go. You can win some skates. Great opportunity for me to tell you guys. We're gonna do an altered of this if you can. You can like stack your feet like this. Yeah, and kind of just Give yourself some of that love there, and try to have your feet stacked. Like a lot of you guys might be like this. This is the one move in my contortion class where I can do it, and everybody else is like this. It's like my teacher Ghana. She's always looking at me like, "How do you do that?" And I'm like looking at her at everything else like, "That's impossible. I'll never do that." You know. So we all have places we're tight, and we all have places we're not. But I wanted to say to you that, because Golden Horse, let's switch our legs, because Golden Horse is in China, they are going to be celebrating New Year's, so they're going to be closed February 7th through the 20th. And since our contest is ending on the 5th, that's not going to give a lot of time to get your skates made, so chances are you're going to have to wait until after their New Year's when their factory opens back up. But you will still be getting your skates, and it won't be that too long. They'll be ready to make them for you as soon as the factory opens back up. And who knows, maybe we can, if we act fast, it'll have to be really fast, but if we act fast, maybe we could get them in. Well, I'd like to say that on my TikTok, in this red filter, the reflection on my roller couture outfit is like slamming. Got to figure out that lighting. Good. Okay, I feel decent. I kind of think we should do a little life nurse stretch. And while we do this life nurse stretch, so you just kind of spread your legs out, like as comfortable, as far as you feel comfortable. While we do this, I'm going to actually do a protection mantra for us. So let's just kind of go side to side and just do like whatever is, as my teacher says, it's stretching. So whatever is stretching for you, just make sure you're stretching. I want to do a little bit of protection mantra to end the day. This is actually, I did this before I started this program today, and I do this like in my Skate Like a Pro program. I did this every single time before I start it, and I do this mantra every time I perform. And in fact, the one time I didn't do it, we fell, and I think I broke my elbow. I didn't have insurance at that time, so I don't know what really happened, but it's still a problem. So I do this mantra every time. So let's just go ahead and come into like whatever's a comfortable sitting position for you. And we'll just do it together, and we'll end the day that way. Rubbing our hands together, and in Kundalini we close our eyes and we breathe in deeply. Just hold that breath in and exhale it. Good. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling. And then this is the protection mantra that I use. Namo Gurudev Namo. Little tune in first. One more tune in for us. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And for our protection, Had Gude Name, Jugad Gude Name, Sata Gude Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. Had Gude Name, Jugad Gude Name, Sata Gude Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. Had Gude Name, Jugad Gude Name. Satyagude Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. Good. May the long time sunshine guide your way home. Thank you guys for joining me today, and thank you for joining me celebrating my music. You know, I quit touring full-time 5 years ago or so, and I just have been roller skating, and it was really kind of a hard transition for me because although I roller skated from the time I was 3 until I was 17, like I had really, I never thought of that as a career. Funny, because it has become my career, but I just didn't think of it, and I always just wanted to be a singer, and so I didn't. When I started skating and I wasn't singing anymore, it was really hard for me because I had given so much of my life to becoming a singer. And so working with you guys on social media and getting the opportunity to like get back to my music. I'm like tearing up over here. Apparently I feel rather passionate about this, but having the opportunity to get back to my music and like write these safety songs for you guys. I know they're like so stupid, and I'm sure some of you guys like hate my safety songs, but like I was kind of like feeling I needed to figure out a way to start expressing safety. And then I was like, well, you know, I write hooks and I can produce beats, so like I'll just write hooks and hopefully those hooks will stick into your heads, you know, like so that when you start to fall, you'll think like bend your knees, or you'll think like think down when you start to go down, you know, you'll think don't look at your feet, you know, like I hope. And I've never, they always say like you need to like write to your audience. And like for me as a musician, that was always hard. I didn't know, like I just kind of hoped, well, I'll just write songs and hopefully they'll like them. And hopefully my audience will find me, you know. And I was kind of in the jam band and the electronic music scene, as you can tell by the song Lit It Up. And then I guess now I feel like with the safety songs at least, like I do know my audience. It's like really clear. And it's really easy for me to like write for you guys. And I have more on the horizons, more stupid safety songs. And I'm like copywriting them because now that they've like garnered millions of views, I'm like, hey, these are my most popular songs. So, you know, they've been copywritten and they're like, it's like, maybe I'll release it as an album. It'll be like a 3-minute album featuring 20, 15-second songs. But maybe I'll do that, like treat them like real music. But either way, though, I just wanted to thank you guys. I never expected that skating would somehow get me back to my music. And so I really appreciate you guys being a part of this day with me and this giveaway with me. You never know which way life takes you. And if you just stay within inspiration and just follow inspiration, I truly believe it all works out eventually in the end. And I feel that coming together for me right now with you guys. So I just wanted to thank you guys. And on that big sappy note, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you. And we'll talk to you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.